NAB Cup Round One, Andrew McKay, and normally we talk about first game players, but I guess it's fair to say you're one of those now. First game player in your new role. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a while since I played my first game, but fortunately I won't be playing. I don't think I'll be up to playing, but I've got a number of serviceable players that can play the first round NAB Cup, so looking forward to it.
Well, actually, speaking of you're not playing, you're the new Andrew McKay with hair, as Chris Judd christened him last year. Nick Dygan's one of quite a few players who won't be playing in the game. Quite a few of our senior players who probably played in the final last year, for example.
Yeah, we've got 6 or 7 out. Obviously, Dygs is one of them, and the number 5 is one of them too. Chris will be back probably next week. Dygs will be a couple of weeks. Got Jamo, obviously, who'll be 2 or 3 weeks down the track. Robbie Warnock, who's going to be a little bit longer. Andrew Walker won't play either. So really, it's a matter of us just preparing for round one. You know, it's not a big deal that these senior guys aren't going into NAB Cup round one, but it's important that they get right for the real home and away season.
Well, looking at the squad of 34, it is a mix of youth and experience. Obviously, those players, 7 or 8 who aren't playing, but great opportunity for some of the younger guys, whether they be first years like Josh Bootsma, will get his first crack at it, or some of the guys have been around for 3 or 4 years. I mean, they're all, I guess, pressing to put their name up for that round one.
Yeah, exactly. The likes of the 3 draft picks for this year from 2011, Josh Bootsma and Sam Rowe and Dylan Buckley, so they're all playing, so they'll be great to watch them. The other guys that you might want to keep an eye on, Paddy McCarthy, those types of second-year players, Whitey again. So, those guys are going to have a good opportunity. Levi Casbolt, for example, the bigger bodies that we haven't seen around the place for a few years, and they'll hopefully have an impact on Sunday.
Sam Rowe's an interesting one. I think we spoke a week or so ago and he wasn't going back home for this first NAB Cup game. He must have been impressive on the track and talked his way around.
Yeah, he's very keen to have a game in Adelaide, that's for sure. So, we'll be looking forward to how Rowe goes. It just adds a bigger body, so that's important for us. And certainly good for Rowe's preparation. Coming from SRNFL, it's good to get more than 2 or 3 games under your belt. Good to get 4 or 5 if you can at this level before you go into round one.
And 34 players, as I said, you've got 2 games to play, the first and second games, so playing like Port Adelaide and then Adelaide. Use all 34 players, Macca?
Yeah, we will. It's obviously a short 2 games, so it's 2 halves of roughly a bit over 20 minutes, I suppose. There'll be 2 on the bench and 2 subs, unless it's hot. If it gets really hot, then we'll have a little bit shorter quarters and a couple more on the bench. But certainly use all 34, which means we can, go in there and have 9 or so fresh guys in the second game, which is important. Funnily enough, the last week there was a lot of the teams that played the first 2 games. They actually lost the second game because the opposition got the jump on them. So that's one for us to be aware of.
Is it something like you start the year, bang, and you'll find it's hard, no matter what level of footy? I heard people talk about it, whether it's AFL or wherever you first hit out is really so much tougher because you're no longer having a training run, it's fair dinkum stuff.
It is, and funnily enough, you're fresh, and it's about the only game for the whole year that you're actually fresh. So everyone's jumping out of the skin and wanting to do well. So the intensity is right up, even though it's pre-season competition.
Yeah. Well, Macca, good luck in your first game. It's been a long time between matches for Carlton for you, so may you enjoy your trip to Adelaide.
Yeah, may it reap success,
Well
Casey.
Thanks, Macca.